Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Okay, here's what we have on deck in the next couple of minutes. We have the Linkin Park keyword for a chance to go see Linkin Park win a full trip to London to see them. And also, it's 311 Day, one of my favorite bands, so we're going to start off with some 311 here in a second, too. We Jesus, thanks for checking in. You're reminding me, of course, 311 Day. I knew. I sat up all last night waiting for it. But we just talked about Bonefish. I went to Nashville. Moms love Bonefish. My mom took me to Bonefish, and I tried to pay, and she wouldn't let me. And my Tyrannosaurus Rex arm said, okay, Mom, you pay. And it was delicious. Now, I said that there was only a Bonefish in Schaumburg. When you go to their website and put in the locations, I thought it was only up there. I know that one. Kenzie goes, no, there's one in Algonquin. Mm-hmm. And then someone checked in, that one's closed. But that's incorrect. I think it's just closed right now at 6 in the morning. And someone said, my mom ate at the Bonefish in Algonquin just this week. It's still there. Plus, there's one in Orland Park.
No, I heard
it closed this morning.
Yeah, I was going to say, I heard it closed on Thursday.
So as far as I know, we got Schaumburg, we got Algonquin, and we got Orland Park. For all the Bonefishes.
Yay.
Yeah. Now, here's why they're all going to close here, what I did in Nashville at the Bonefish just a couple days ago. So we go sit down at Bonefish. It's a delight. And the server comes up, and I see the guy, and he asks for our drinks, and he goes to gets me, walks away. And I go there often because my mom lives down in Nashville now. And I said to my wife, Megan, I'm like, wait, that's the guy that was our waiter when we were here 3 months ago at Thanksgiving. I like that guy. He was really nice. And he talked about how he talked to Harper. He said he had a kid. And you know me, I can't control small talk.
No, you're like a casino greeter. It's nonstop with you.
I could have let it go and just said, that's the same guy we
It's a
had.
nightmare when you're in a conversation with Brian. A nightmare.
So he comes back. He brings the drinks. I try to get his attention, but he walks away fast because it's busy in there. And then he comes back again, and he brings the food. And I go, hey, you were our server when we were here at Thanksgiving with my mom. I remember you talked about Harper. I know you have a kid, right? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I remember you guys. You guys look familiar to me. And I go, yeah, it was a really nice conversation with him while I was trying to get to other tables. I held him up a little bit. And as he's walking away, this is what's probably going to cause all the Bonefishes to close. He walks away, and I didn't know how to close my small talk. Mm-hmm. And this is where it gets dicey with me. And he's walking away, and I go, oh, okay. I go, well, thanks for serving us again. And then he walked away. And then I sat there for a while. I go, well, that was probably really rude. Just call him for serving us. Who the hell am I? Am I the king of England? Like,
Well, you always act like that, though.
my good man, thank you for serving us today. Again. And by the way, could you wash my feet? I felt like such an a-hole after he walked away. And then I couldn't get back into it to apologize for how I said it.
Oh, that would have been good. What you really need to do is circle back to that.
So I just shut my mouth and ate my food and enjoyed it with my mom and my wife and my daughter.
I don't think that's okay. As someone who was a waitress for a long time, that's not that bad because you hear so much insanity. Like, you're just being nice.
Well, thank you. That's big from Kenzie because I thought she was going to come in hard on that
No,
one.
I don't think that's like, it may be like weird verbiage, but I don't think you have to worry.
Thank you for
remember
serving us today, good man. Here's a nickel.
One time an old woman told me I would have made great help.
Oh.
Just for reference of what people say to you.
All right, that sets the bar.
Well,
There you go.
Was she wrong?
I was crushing it. So I suppose not.
All right, I don't know how servers want to be addressed, but I just felt bad saying thanks for serving us again.
Did you say, like, and tell the chef, thank you for the popcorn shrimp. It was a delectable.
By the way, it's the bang bang shrimp at Bonefish, not the popcorn
Fake
shrimp.
fan over here.
Case, go F yourself, okay? Do us all a favor.
I'll say it. I've never been to Bonefish.
What?
I know.
That's today's fact that makes your brain go boom. Case has a good mom. She's never taken him to Bonefish.
I do. Of all the moms out there, I've got a pretty good one. I've never been to Bonefish Grill, though.
Oh, boy. I'd like to know, and Kenzie, thank you, because that's, Kenzie worked at several places, including Dave and Buster's. And
No, Famous Dave's.
Or Famous Dave's.
God, you know nothing about me. I'm happy you remembered everything about the waiter you met once, though. That's good.
Now, it's time to go big in England with a chance to see Linkin Park and Spirit Box at Wembley Stadium in London.
This is what you asked for. Heavy is the
Standard text and data rates apply. Please don't text and drive.
Q101.
All right, well, Lincoln Park, Wembley Stadium with Spirit Box. This is a hell of a trip in June. We take care of all of it for you. A lot of times you want to go see something out of town. You got to work on it yourself. No. How about this? A trip or two to London, including round-trip air, 3-night hotel stay, $500 to spend, and 2 premium tickets to see Lincoln Park. And you'll meet Spirit Box while you're there. So just text the national keyword METAL, 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 to 95819. It's a different text number than usual. So 95819, METAL. Text that right now for your chance to win. METAL for that trip. And it is 311 day. We would be remiss if we didn't start with some 311. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin. Q101.
Let's go. First one of the week. And we have tickets for Peach Pit and Bristol Maroney at Northerly Island coming up on May 29th. And remember, there's a special 312-day package for those tickets. It's only $31.20 starting tomorrow through Sunday from our great friends at Live Nation and Q101. So let's get to it. Brad's competing from Mokina against Kenzie. Brad, ahoy, tell us something about yourself.
Ahoy, ahoy. My name is Brad. I'm from Okina. I'm just an all-around cool guy. He asked me to tell me something and tell you guys something important about myself, and that's it right there.
Kenzie, what do you think of that?
Cool.
Yeah.
Vibes.
All
Listen to
right.
you guys every morning. You guys are great.
Well, we appreciate
Aw.
you.
Well, obviously you're great, but you sound like you know that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nothing there from him? I guess not. All right, Brad, here we go. First one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same with you. Call heads or tails, Brad.
Heads.
It's tails. Kenzie wins.
Hey.
All right, Kenzie, here we go. Question number 1. The Vespa scooter was created in what European country?
I would say Italy.
It is Italy. Good job. And I'd like to have one of those. It'd be kind of cool. Although I think the scooter problem is rampant and people die every day on these scooters. They're quelling those numbers we don't hear about on the news because they just really drive recklessly in those scooters.
Not Vespas. People are different on Vespas.
If you pay for a Vesta, then it's not like the ones you rent.
The
I
lime
just think
scooters.
that you peacefully, like, if you're renting a Vespa, it's to sightsee. You're not in a hurry. I'm not like, oh my God, I need to hop on a Vespa and get there quick.
I want one. I like to ride one. I never rid a Vespa.
All right.
All right, here we go. Back to Brad.
Yes.
Brad, what word could describe both a tire company or the way high-end restaurants are rated?
Michelin.
Michelin is right. We got a tie game. Kenzie, during Lent, which day of the week must Catholics abstain from meat?
Friday.
Friday is right. A lot of places around Chicago have great fish fry Fridays during Lent. I will give a shout out to Chief O'Neill's. I get nothing for saying that. It's just the best fish I've ever had on a fish fry.
Imagine going to Bonefish on a Friday during Lent.
Oh, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Bang Bang Shrimp on the menu, okay?
Back to Kenzie.
Nope. Back to Brad. 2-1.
Brad, what streaming service can you watch Friends on?
Paramount.
Paramount is not right. Kenzie, do you know? So what streaming service can you watch Friends on?
I think Max.
Max is right. People forget that's a streaming service. You know what I mean?
Oh, go off on that.
Well,
Explain.
because
I don't.
Yeah,
So
it's the one I use the
I'm
most.
fascinated.
because for years HBO was just HBO.
Yeah.
And it's where their movies are.
Uh-huh.
And we didn't call it a streaming service back in the
Yeah.
day, you know? It's kind of like people are now calling
boy.
themselves. Oh, yeah, I know.
We started with the scooters and how dangerous they are. This has become Clash with Man yelling at a cloud.
Okay. Not everybody is a content creator.
Okay.
But people call themselves content creators. You know what I mean?
Who are you mad at?
What does this have to do with the streaming service?
HBO is just hold on, Brad. I got
Why
you.
are you mad about content creators? Is this a different thing?
No, see, HBO is just HBO where the movies are. I don't
Yeah.
need them to call themselves a streaming service, HBO Max.
Well, it's
then
not
became
just
Max.
where movies are. HBO was the one who had Entourage, so if they weren't creating content, you wouldn't have your favorite show of all time.
No, HBO is content creators. They are. You're
So
right.
why did you say that?
Because I just want them to be called HBO or Max, whatever the hell. Just call it HBO.
But you're wrong. The channel is HBO. The streaming service is Max.
No, but
That's the
isn't
difference. You can still get HBO as a channel.
No, aren't they the same now?
No, they're not.
No.
They took the HBO name off of the streaming service. The streaming service is just Max.
That's why my answer was Max.
Yeah.
Did you hear it?
No, I understand that.
Uh-huh.
But I have Max.
I don't think you do. I have to be honest.
Wait, I have Max, but I didn't think
I remember when Max used to say it used to bring to mind Skinamax. When all the
See,
fuzzy
my man.
channels-
My man.
Now those are content creators.
Damn right.
Kenzie from downtown.
All right, I'm gonna stop
Jeez.
yelling. I just want HBO to be HBO.
But
and
it is.
Well, it is.
No, because I have Max. And
Well,
that's-
then cancel Max since you don't want them to have a subscription service and just get HBO the channel. Do that then.
but Max is HBO. Like I get everything.
HBO owns Max.
I got-
HBO owns Max. It's their streaming service. You could also get the HBO channel if you wanted instead.
I thought it went away and they just call everything Max now.
No.
No.
Well, I don't mind Max.
So now you're just yelling. Oh my God.
I'm gonna put you on a home real soon.
And these
I
people
know.
are calling themselves content creators.
What? I don't think they've ever called themselves that. They're
Hmm.
a streaming service. They've called themselves that.
All right, let's get back to the game.
Jeez, everything's a every question.
Whose turn is it?
To reset here so everybody can follow along.
Whose turn is it anyway?
I don't even know, Brad.
Kenzie got that question right, but it was Brad's question. So it is 3-1. Kenzie is ahead, and the question is going back to Kenzie. She can extend her lead right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Kenzie.
I hope it's something you like.
It's still a streaming question, which is going to set me off.
Oh no.
ESPN Plus and Disney Plus can be bundled with what other streaming service?
Hulu.
Hulu is right.
I have that bundle.
And I got that too. I got it free because I'm a Verizon customer.
But just to clarify, the Disney Channel still exists, Brian.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
You can only get all three.
Jeez.
But I found I was paying for it for a year. I shouldn't have been paying for it.
Okay, that's another stop with your stories. Knock it off.
I got an Apple Watch, you know?
Oh my God.
For my birthday.
Guys, here, I'm losing.
I know, Brad. I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
No, Brad's gonna talk about the Apple.
No, Brian has a completely new story, so everyone's got. I
Wait a
can't
minute.
even believe this is happening.
So I got an Apple Watch for my birthday. I never had one before.
Cool.
It's so awesome. And you can track the heart rate on it. And my heart rate usually rests at 60.
Is I okay?
It went to 92 during that break. All right, whose question is it?
It's 4-1.
Yep.
And it's back to Brad.
Okay, Brad.
Stop looking at your watch.
Hey, Brad, you hear me? You with us?
I'm here.
Okay, Brad. What company is known for its luxury SUV, the Range Rover? What company?
Discover.
Oh, no, it's not Discover, and Kenzie can win with this
Rover.
one. Oh, no. Kenzie, you can win that.
What was that?
Because I think you said the answer. What company is known for its luxury SUV, the Range Rover? What's the company?
I think the original was Land Rover.
Land Rover is right, and Kenzie wins. Now, I don't know. I think I'm just going to give, if you let me know if this is okay with you, Kenzie, I'm going to give
We
Brad,
don't just talk about it live on the radio first. It's fine.
I'm going to give Brad the tickets because of my sidetracks may have been.
I think the entire world deserves tickets after what you did. So yeah, that's fine.
Brad, I'm going to give you the tickets, okay?
If you've been personally
Thanks, man.
victimized by Brian's talking,
My curious brain can't stop, and I'm going to go home and see if I have the HBO channel with Max, which I guess I do.
I have to host this show with a squirrel, and it is so difficult.
But Kenzie, a squirrel that just got an Apple Watch. You have to
Oh my
remember.
God.
That's really cool. It's gone down now. About 67, my heart rate right now.
Oh no, thank you. Please update us throughout the entire show.
All right, Brad, hang on. Kate's going to give you the tickets. Thanks for putting up with me. But coming up, 4.5 minutes away after Stained, incredible, magnificent news about Mumford & Sons and Q101 and what we're going to provide to you that we're the only people that can do this. That's why it's great to work here. It's coming up in 4 minutes. We'll tell you about it in a second here. Brian and Kenzie, Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And coming up in just a few minutes, about 6-7 minutes away, we will let you know a new prize that's been added to our St. Patty's Day broadcast on site. That's incredible. That's so unique. You have to be there on site this Friday, 6 to 10 at Lizzie McNeil's to win it. And we'll get that to you in a second. First, some breaking news of local nature. Cheetos bag filled with meth was found at an Indiana post office. This was in Evansville. 2 L.A. residents have been arrested. And this is in southern Indiana, but we definitely know our Indiana people over there. Maybe want to avoid this area for a while because I don't know how the meth has contaminated all the mail down there. I just kind of picture that's what's happening. I know it wasn't a Cheetos bag at at the post office, but 2 suspicious packages were sent by mail to Evansville that were believed to contain narcotics. They found 40 pounds of meth inside bags of Cheetos Puffs.
Do you think that those were like the heaviest bags ever? Do you think they were just first alive big time? Something's off about this Cheetos bag that I'm dragging on the floor.
First off, it was, not even the, let's say, the flaming hot Cheetos. It was the Puffs. They're lighter.
Yeah.
40 pounds of meth. I think they should have probably thought that through a little better on their delivery system.
You're right. The meth people should have thought clearer than they were. It was an issue with the meth users.
This is a problem within the meth community. Is they don't think things through consistently.
Just because you produce and sell meth doesn't mean you do meth, though.
That's true.
Because if you want to keep your money in order, you probably shouldn't do meth if you're selling it because it's a very lucrative business.
Among other reasons you shouldn't, but yes.
Yeah, you shouldn't do it
on
at all.
the list of reasons.
Yeah, it's bad. Meth is
Not
bad.
good,
Not
huh?
good. It's bad, okay?
That's kind of what they teach you in a movie that I'm going to reference. I'm going to make a movie reference here. That's kind of what they teach you in New Jack City. Is you got to sell the drugs, not use them. My girlfriend was gone. I watched BET a few nights ago. A whole new world opened up for me. New Jack City, good movie.
Wait, you watched a movie that wasn't part of a review?
Correct, because I'm a movie guy now.
Oh, that's terrible because that's a good movie. That would have been a pretty good one to review.
That's okay.
Did you guys see what I put in my prep about Case's movie reviews?
I did that you wanted to do The Sound of Music.
Well, it just hit the 60 year. That's awesome.
It's a big
You
anniversary.
have to see The Sound of Music. That movie's referenced so much.
You know what movie? That movie didn't have? Meth.
It
There's
did not.
no meth in The Sound of Music.
Or like anything good, I bet.
No, there's some pressing topics, surprisingly, in that movie.
I haven't seen that since I was a little kid. Is there an arc that's very,
Dark?
well, I was going to say Nazi?
What?
Nazi? Isn't
Yes.
it? Yeah.
That's part of the dark arc that I was previously referencing.
All right, back to the meth, which is also a dark arc. The packages were
I
delivered.
thought you said Etsy. I'm sorry. I was like, no, there wasn't any Etsy shop. Nazi.
It's
Yeah.
an Etsy store and sold Nazi stuff.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate.
Bad.
So those Cheetos Puffs with 40 pounds of meth were delivered to a home in Evansville while detectives watched to see what would happen. They soon saw a white van arrive at the home. It was not OJ. 2 people got out of the car, retrieved the packages, got back in the van, and then they arrested them because they had 40 pounds of meth in Cheetos bags. But glad they got it. We don't need that on the street. It's bad stuff, meth. So I'm glad they took care of that. Other local news in the area. Metra is considering changing the names of all of its lines, and they're asking the public to weigh in. Now, the Metra trains, I take them to visit my brother a lot of times in Glenview because it's just easier. I can just chill out. I can fall asleep on the train. It's very nice. But nice experience. But when I first in my life ever tried to get on a Metra train at Union Station, it is one of the most terrifying experiences any human can go through because you're looking to get on a train and you can't tell where any of them are going because of the names.
Correct. It's the most nervous I've ever been in my entire life. Getting on a train. I feel like Alec Baldwin. I'm going to get on a train to get on a train to try to go to Ravinia to go see Morrissey and Interpol, and not knowing if I was going to end up in Highland Park or in Milwaukee was the most nervous I've ever been in my entire life.
But their app and website couldn't make it easier. You just type in the city you want to go to, and it gives you the line, the order of the cities ahead of you, your stop, the time options. Because I used to take the Metra every single day for like 3 years straight. I took it every single day, okay? And it is funny because once you're comfortable with it, you get so annoyed by the person standing in front of the screen. You're like, move! I'm gonna miss my train, scooch. But the app really does make it super easy. The names are not helpful at all because to come to Elgin, I used to take Milwaukee District West. That was my train.
Yeah, what is that? What says
I don't
Elgin
know.
about that?
I passed none of those things. I felt like on the way.
Yeah.
Visually non-descriptive.
I remember going down there the first time, and it said Union Pacific West. And I was like, am I going on a gold rush hunt? I'm just trying to get to Glenview. What train do I take? It's so scary.
I hope you brought your pickaxe with you.
And then I asked the conductor like no less than 7 times. He was ready to throw me off that train.
Bad. Oh.
So wait, sir, this does stop in Glenview, doesn't it? Am I on the wrong train? Do I have to jump out? I pictured myself getting on top of the train and running the other direction like you see in Westerns and trying to get off the Metra train. And so they're talking about changing all the names. So you have, the Union Pacific North, the Union Pacific Northwest, Union Pacific West lines, and all these lines with different names. So they want to change them. This sounds more confusing to me than just leaving them alone, because I think everybody figured it out after the last 60 years of using Metra trains.
Well, I think if they're going to change the names, we should be able to vote on them like we do the snow plows. I think it should be fun.
Well, they're talking about people being able, to take them. You out there that take these lines, you can do that. But I think you're talking about some options that you want to recommend a name.
Like, I think we should vote, and they should be funny, kind of referencing where we're going.
Like, for example.
Oh, do I have to have a name ready right now?
I thought you had one.
I wanted come up with something clever. That's not fair.
I was just curious if you had one in your pocket, ready to go. Like, for example, going to Elgin. What would that be? What would be a fun name for the Elgin train?
What would be a fun name for the...
Oh, Kenzie, we should go that one.
I'm sorry. You know what? I heard the funniest joke about Elgin, and I thought it was very cute. My whole family's Hispanic, so it's fine.
Who made this joke
So they were
about
making fun of
Elgin?
me for being a Hispanic person who lives in Elgin because it's a super Hispanic community, which I'm fine with. That's one of the reasons I wanted to live here. And they go, "What'd they call Elgin before all the Hispanics moved there?" And I go, "What?" And they said, "Gin." Elgin.
Oh.
So I would probably name it something like that. I think it's funny. I thought it was so cute. That's a funny joke. I liked it.
I like it.
I thought it was cute.
I like it.
It really made me laugh. I didn't know what they were going to say. And I was a little worried that I was going to be like, hey, back up. Don't talk about Hispanic people like that. But it was funny. It was okay.
I'm going to Elgin.
They call it before gin.
So here's what Metra's thinking of doing, by the way. They're going to make it worse. They want to just have a single color for all lines, labeling all lines with an M for Metra paired with a number. So the trains would be M1, M2, M3. That's not going to help anything. It's going to make it worse.
Well, now they sound like planes. Is that what they call them, Mach 1 and 2? Isn't that the name of planes?
That's the speed when they go the speed there.
Mach is a speed?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's the speed of sound. Mach 1 is the speed of sound. Mach 2 is double the speed of sound.
Oh, fast planes.
Yeah, they move. They move pretty good.
Ashley in Oak Park checked onto the text line. If we're going to rename the Elgin train, she wins this competition. She wants to call it the Highway to Helgin.
Lit. See, I like that. That's what I'm talking about. That's funny.
Okay.
So awesome.
Highway to Helgin.
Helgin.
Helgin. Got
Why
it.
is that hard for you?
So you see, it's like hell, but then Elgin.
Got it.
Like
Okay.
Highway to Hell, but gin.
Got it. I got it. Okay, that one's done.
The Elgin engine. These are fun. That's what it should be. It should be fun.
And it also helps you know where you're going. M1, M2, M3. I don't know where the hell I'm going on those
Well,
trains.
by the way, how is that even, I thought they were going to get descriptive. M1 it's the same amount of descriptive as before, as in none. So why are you changing it?
And also, by the way, you got to remember, people go in the shows, taking that late train out of the city back home. That is a wild scene, by the way. Everybody is hammered on those Metro trains in that last train out. No one's going to find out how to get home with M2.
Oh, so good.
But Highway to
They're going to think
Helgin,
they're like, no, I want to be on the first train. I'll do M1. I don't want to be out first.
I would know how to get home with Highway to Helgin.
Mm-hmm.
I would know how to get home.
Yeah, I'd be like, Helgin, get on it.
Now, also, this is the first act of the new regime at Metra and CTA. Is that part of the thing? Or does the CTA oversee Metra? They do.
CTA does oversee
Yeah, so
Metra.
they have a new regime there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they're just as corrupt as the last one.
well, trying to make names. They should sponsor the trains.
Well, this is my fear, is that we're actually going to end up at a point where it's like, the Metro PCS Metra train. It's just everything's going to become one giant corporation again. Max, the streaming service, is going to sponsor a train line. Bonefish Grill is going to sponsor another one. Everything is just going to be an ad by the end of the day.
Yeah. The Viagra train to Orland Park.
That's the spirit. Yeah, that's the Viagra train. Hop on that.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101 with some music entertainment news. And we start off somber and with a plot twist that is like a movie of the Gene Hackman death situation. So it's been now, I guess, 3 or 4 weeks where we figured that Gene Hackman died, and then his wife tragically died as well in the house. And there was a lot of speculation what happened. Maybe she was heartbroken. There was pills near her, and maybe she killed herself. Just some very weird speculation because it was so bizarre, the situation. Now we find out what happened, and it's even more mind-blowing that it turns out she passed away first of an incredibly rare situation called hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. It's something, a rare disease transmitted through rodents. And
what?
Yes. This is so weird.
So she passed away first from this disease.
She passed away in the house first from this disease, and she's been essentially his caretaker. He's 95 years old, and then we find out he had Alzheimer's. So she was apparently an incredible caregiver for him this whole time. She passes away in the house, and apparently February 11th. He died a week later after she was laying in the house dead. And
my God.
Yeah. And because
that is so heartbreaking. Him probably walking around confused and not knowing what to do. Oh my gosh.
It's incredible and sad. It's incredibly sad how this all went down. And, when there's been some reports come out and people say he lived to 95 because of how she took care of him. Mm-hmm. Especially taking care of somebody with Alzheimer's. She was 65 and he was 95. And he died of hypertensive and arteriosclerotic cardiovascular disease. But Alzheimer's disease was the big factor, the contributory, when he's there alone in the house after she passed away.
That is so heartbreaking.
It really is. But it's also completely opposite of what everybody thought happened.
Right.
When it first went down. So that's the latest report. The investigation took some time, and I guess now we know why it took a lot of time. So they had to really figure out what was going on and do an autopsy.
Just bizarre.
Yeah.
Just completely bizarre.
Yeah. There's no way to get out of that tragic story except for talking about what Gene Simmons wants you to pay him.
Naturally. All right.
There's no segue here.
In other news.
Gene Simmons lost his mind, in my opinion.
Clearly. So Kiss is known for everything from Kiss coffins. They definitely get every dollar from their fans who love him. And God love those
every
fans.
Dollar from their fans.
Including at the end, the Kiss coffins. And if you want to spend your money on whatever, if you love the band, fine. But Gene Simmons is charging fans $12,000 to be his, quote, personal assistant for one day. You pay $12,000 to be his assistant for one day. Gene's 75 years old now. I guess he's got to get the last dollar out of everybody.
Bro, but when you look at the list, it's a lot of hard work. So you're going to pay him $12,000 to spend the day doing a lot of work in which he should be paying someone to do.
It says not only will the lucky fan do manual labor.
Lucky.
Lucky
to spend $12,000 to do manual labor.
Yeah, you'll help band set up for the show, but they will sit in on a sound check. Now that's cool. Arrive at the venue with the band and hang out backstage. So
That's not cool. It's a Kiss sound check. This isn't like, a Mumford and Sons sound check. It's Kiss. I want all of these guys to go away so badly. They all suck. The band sucks. The exploitation sucks. If you
they
pay
don't
money,
suck.
now Kenzie, they're awful. Kiss is an
Can I say something though?
Go ahead.
Preach.
It's not that hard to be around a Kiss sound check because I've been at one, and that should speak volumes about how easy it is to be at a Kiss sound check.
Now, to be fair, I'm sure it was easier for you to get in than other people.
I'm just saying, it's not
true.
We're wearing the plaid Irish skirt you're wearing for Lizzie McNeil's this Friday.
But when I was a news reporter, they wanted us there to cover their sound check, so I did. But there were a lot of people there. Again, it wasn't I don't know if they all spent $12,000 or what, but there was plenty of people there. It's not that hard to get into a Kiss sound check.
Like, if you love what you love, fine. I'm not judging if you love Kiss. You're going to go.
Love a different band.
Well, that's you.
There's so many of them. Pick a different one.
Kiss is good. Don't be nasty. I just don't think somebody should spend $12,000 to work. Was my point.
Kenzie, they're awful.
They're not awful.
God.
Come on. I got my dad tickets to that show. You like this?
Now,
and I love your dad, but come on now.
Now, Case, I want you to tell the story of what happened to you when you went to interview a band at Bottom Lounge, and you became a roadie without knowing it. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
I was doing an interview with Dan Campbell, who's in the Wonder Years, and then his side project, Aaron West, last year. This is a Case for, which is my interview series on Q101's YouTube channel.
Oh, nice plug.
New episodes out every Monday. And I'll say this. The guy that I was interviewing has the single best publicist in music. If you want an interview from one of her clients, she will get you an interview. But in the lead up to it, she kept on going, okay, the interview's happening. You'll need to remind him. He's not, like, it would seem like he didn't know the interview was happening. So Giorgio, who is our video guy here, and myself, we go to the Bottom Lounge. The interview's supposed to be at noon. He's not at the venue at noon. 12:05, he's not at the venue. 12:10, not at the venue. 12:30, he finally gets to the venue, and he sees me, and I introduce myself, and I say, I'm Case from Q101. I'm here to interview you. And he blew right past that. He did not acknowledge it. He did not hear it. He did not take any heed of it whatsoever. He goes, so what door should we load in our instruments? I go, hey, man, that's up to you. That is whatever you feel is easiest. She goes, all right, why don't you give us a hand? And so I thought I was just going to maybe prop open the door for him while he brought in some of the stuff that was on his truck, because he had a big, like, 10-piece, almost Bruce Springsteen E Street band type thing with him. I start unloading instrument after instrument, cable after cable. I'm touching the lighting. Things are spiraling out of control. And I told Giorgio, our video guy, I said, I am now realizing what's happening after about 30 minutes of helping him unload
30 minutes it took you to figure this out.
Kenzie, you and me would have had this done in like 2 minutes. Hey, man, I don't work here. I'm here to interview you.
Do you understand how fast I would have explained that I'm not there to help?
Case started restringing guitars. He moved trucks.
I don't play guitar,
Yeah, he moved
And he would have been
trucks.
like, can you help me? I would have been like, no. Like, end of the conversation.
I just thought this was going to be a series of small favors, and then I finally, after a half hour, realized that he was now expecting me to perform a sound check, to perform a lighting test, to perform all these things. And I told Giorgio, I said, I don't have the social skills to explain to him that why he thinks I'm here is not why I'm here. Can you please tell him we're supposed to interview him? And
You sent someone else to
I couldn't be like, hey, so you know all that work I just did for you? I'm not the guy you wanted. I'm actually here to ask you.
You should have just left. You should have just left.
Well, when he found out that I was here to interview him, he wasn't like thrilled. He was like, oh, great, something to slow me down now.
Yeah.
Once you hang cabinets for a band part of the PA system, you can't go back and say, I'm actually a radio personality of somewhat importance to interview you.
Big show in Chicago. Maybe you've heard of it. No.
All your respect is on the floor by the sewer by that point. There's no way you can get it back. It's gone.
It was not good. It was
So
really
it's like, oh, so you set up stages and then you're like a wannabe podcaster?
No, I am a wannabe podcaster. That's my whole thing.
I actually have a I have a podcast on a legitimate network.
He's like, right. Anyways, make sure the guitars are good.
Anyways, the cheese on this tray is warm now. Can you get me a new one?
And now just think you can pay $12,000 to do that for Gene Simmons.
Oh,
Yeah, all you have to do is spend $12,000.
That's it. You can be Gene Simmons' roadie. There you go.
That says you get sound check. I don't know if you get tickets to the show. Just wait for it up.
Oh, that'd be amazing. They escort you out.
Yeah, no, you have to buy tickets at the front.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.